Greetings and welcome, adventurers, to another episode of Let's Play Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, Hordes of the Underdark. When last we left off, bloody hell last up with the Giasanas, and now we are in the Underdark helping a rebel drow village house against the Valkyries. We've recruited the Valen to our cause, because we need his help. Do we have anything? I mean, he could probably carry all the heavy stuff for us. Even if he can't use it exactly. The gargoyle boots, dodge modifier. Flash of shimmering. Yeah, sure, you can have that. You're probably gonna want to have this. I'm still overburdened. Helm of discharge. Now we both look silly. Yeah, you can have these boots. This little crossbow. Playing a mace, sure.
No, I'm carrying far too much useless garbage. I'm going to have to dump some of this.
Alright. Probably check if he can use any of this stuff. I mean, he can use heavy armor. So we give him gargoyle boots, that is even better. I mean, that reduces his constitution a little, perhaps. Yeah, back to 15. That's fine. I mean, I kind of wish I could give him the Sash of Shimmering, but that's not necessary. The red dragon armor suits him very nicely. Alright, let's go do a little bit of exploring. We talk with the seers more.
I trust all goes well. Have you any news to report?
I have some questions for you.
In your efforts to weaken the Valkyries and her followers?
I'd like to know more about my allies here. All those who stand against the Valkyries have gathered here in Mathijssa, united in our common desire to see her stopped. Many of the drow here are followers of my lady, Alistrae. There are others too. Mathijssa is the ancestral home of House Mayfair, one of the many drow families that has been forced to flee the cities because of the Valkyries. The followers of House Mayfair now stand with us against the Valkyries, though in other circumstances they would never ally themselves to followers of Alistrae. That probably makes for some tension. The seer sighs. It is not my nature to speak ill of those who side with us, but I will admit that House Mayfair is not the most desirable of allies. There is tension and mistrust on both sides. But we have little choice. The Valkyries is a vast army. We need allies if we are to stand against her. House Mayfair recognizes this, and that is why they tolerate our presence here. For now, the threat of the Valkyries is enough to ensure that my followers, and those who support House Mayfair, will set aside their hatred for each other and focus on our common foe. Want to ask something else? Why did they call you the seer? I was not always known as such, my friend. A very long time ago, I was the daughter of a major house, and as ambitious to gain my own power as any other respectable drow. That was not meant to be, however. Gestures to the drow around her. I found the worship of my lady Alistrae, and she has gifted me with visions that have aided her followers. And so I am called the Seer for so many years now that my original name has all been forgotten. In any case, that life is behind me. Now I serve Alistrae. Well, tell me about this Alistrae. His eyes twinkle as she smiles warmly. Obviously, this is a subject dear to my heart, and you do not know it, but not all of the Drow are evil. Yeah, no, all the cousins of Drizzt, aren't they? Lady Alistrae is the mistress of song and dance, and it is she who refuses to allow joy and goodness to be taken from us forever. She is our redemption, and all of us journey to the Surface Lands to be free of the darkness that shackled us. The fact that we are in the Underdark once more to serve her cause is an irony that lost to us. What do you mean by serving her cause? The Valkyrie threatens more than just the Underdark with her schemes. As you well know, she threatens us all, and Alistrae's chosen stand amongst those who are ready to stop her. We are not alone, thankfully. Others have joined us to stop the Valkyries, who do not believe in the goddess as we do. Ultimately, however, we fight for the same thing. This doesn't look like a temple of good. That is because it isn't. This is a temple to the spider goddess Love, that we have taken refuge in. I'm sure she will not mind. She won't mind? What makes you say that? Lolth has disappeared, the seer frowns thoughtfully upon at this. The priestess has cast no spells, and her society, controlled with an iron fist, has fallen to pieces with her absence. This chaos is what the Valkyries has taken advantage of, and has allowed her to achieve such power. As to whether Lolth will return, she shrugs. Who can say? You lead these Drow then? Are you a priestess? I lead my fellow followers of Alistrae, yes. Though not all Drow gathered here to believe as we do. Many of the Drow here do not follow Alistrae at all, yeah. The fact that I worship a different god doesn't worry you? Why should I? It requires no one to worship as I do, and you're not here on a religious crusade, are you? Know, however, that you are no pawn of mine, nor do I expect you to lead you. If the mad mage Halaster has colored you with a geas, it's a machination of his own and not ours. So you are different than most other Drow. We are different in the sense that we chose to abandon a society of cruelty and hatred that we are raised in. Our own kind revile us and would hunt us, if they could. The fact that we have returned to the Underdark now and fight to restore order to our people does not mean that we support what they are. It does mean, however, that we will not let them fall to death and chaos. Tell me about these visions. I see what my goddess grants me to vision to see. I saw that the Drow would devolve into chaos, and that the Valkyries would arise out of it. I see the destiny of my people as will be, and our place in it. That is why we have returned to the Underdark from our adopted home on the surface. And I have also had visions of you, Reveal. That is how I knew you would come. You had visions of me? It said you would come and that you would be the one to bring the Valkyries' defeat. Their eyes narrow, but you already know what I speak, don't you? You mean my dream back at the end? He nods. Then you have seen it. The Valkyries knows the danger you represent. She will not rest until your threat is eliminated. She already attempted to have you killed in the service, I believe. That will not be the last time she attempts such, I assure you. Something else? Now tell me about the Underdark. Deep beneath your surface lands, beneath even the dungeon you call Undermountain, exists a vast realm of caverns and blackest lakes, collectively we call the Underdark. It is here that the Drow rule alongside other creatures as the Illithids and the Beholders and the Duergar. The Underdark is a place of evil and terror, make no mistake. Every step must be taken carefully. More specifically, we are a very remote Drow settlement called the Lithnia, far on the far side of the Great Lake of Memory. Our forces are relatively safe here until the Valkyries comes. Alright, tell me about the Illithid. Dangerous monsters with blank eyes and tentacles for a mouth. Their kind calls them mind flayers as well, I believe. They're most cunning and able to use powers of the mind to stun you and render you helpless, at which point they would feast upon your brain, if given a chance. or make you into a mindless thrall. Right? Or about the beholders? They resemble floating eyeballs with many eye stalks, and each of their eyes can fire a blast with different magical power. Pain, slowness, petrification, disintegration. There is no limit to how often they can use these abilities, so be wary. Should you ever find yourself in their tunnels, it would be best to find a way back out as quickly as possible. Tell me more about the Dwergar. The Dwergar are grey-skinned cousins of the Harglic, service dwarves. They are dour, industrious folk, more prone to the cunning and wickedness than their surface brethren. The Dwergar have many reasons to hate the Drow intensely, but many of their kind are mercenary enough to hire themselves out to whoever has the wealth to offer them, and the Vulturess is one of those. You mentioned the Vulturess coming. So she sighs heavily. I won't lie to you, Mathijssa. Our collection of rebels here is nothing against the power of the Vulturess. They have been doing little but running up to this point. Here in Lift Mayathar, we have decided to make our stand. We know we stand little chance against the mighty force that has aligned itself with the Vulturess. Is there a way back to the surface from here? None that I am aware of. It might be possible to find a way to teleport you back to the surface, but I wonder if the GS placed in you wouldn't prevent it from taking it. Something else. Very well, I will answer what questions I can. How can I weaken the Vulturess? That I cannot say. Though I am a seer, my vision is not limited to what Illustrace chooses to reveal to me. Sadly, I have not seen how to weaken the Vulturess. However, both Nethira and Valen have offered your help. For this, speak to them. I should go. Long life and blessed be. Live long and prosper. Now, let us go do some shopping. And then we can talk some more. Talk. Yes, Deacon. We is really in Underdark. We really is in Underdark. So we are. Do you know a way out of here that they didn't mention? Deacon stops and looks at you incredulously. Who wants a way out, boss? But why? This be wonderful. Deacon runs around on the spot, waving his hands in the air excitedly. Deacon reads so much about Underdark now. Deacon really actually be here. This be so good for Deacon's book. Epic Hero Goes to Deadly Underdark, sequel to be greatest book ever. You mean you're not scared to be in the Underdark at all? Scared? Deacon wants so bad to travel to Underdark earlier during journeys. Except he knows he just end up slave to tentacle heads or fed to drow spider, maybe. But now, Deacon be in Underdark with great epic hero. Deacon gets to travel Underdark while solving urgent mission of doom. That'd be really, really cool, boss. I suppose you're right. Ooh, Deacon is right. You come around to Deacon's way of thinking soon, boss. This be greatest adventure, you'll see. Alright, let's go find the shop, which is, I think, the Armory and Forge. Well, there's also merchants over here. Which way is north? Yes, this way. You know, the temple is smaller than I think I thought it would be. Probably inside.
Yes? Hello?
Look at these pathetic Illustrace scum. I have no idea why Matron Myron has thrown a lot in with them. Just ignore them. Illustrate teaches us tolerance and acceptance even in the face of hate. Listen to those cowards. There's no way an army full of their type will ever stop the Vulturess. I say we teach these worms a lesson. Ethan casually rests his hand on the hilt of his weapon. Are you sure you want to do this? I know a few lessons myself, and I'd be happy to teach them to you. The drow takes an involuntary step back and quickly composes himself again. Come, let's go. I've had enough of this seer's followers for one day. Ooh. A high wizard. Let's talk with the merchant. Alright. High wizard. This drow is obviously a mage of great power. He stares at you intently, as if trying to read your very thoughts. After several uncomfortable seconds, he finally speaks. You are the one the seer foretold, are you not? Normally I don't put much faith in your visions, but you seem capable. For a servicer. I am Guldris, High Wizard of House Mavia. I have a large inventory of magical supplies you might find useful in your efforts to defeat the Valkyries. Given the circumstances, my prices are quite reasonable. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the top option, that's stupid. Let me see your inventory. He's unfavorable. Well, that's too bad. Let's see. Do I have something that is actually worth stuff? No. He will buy stuff for a good price. Ichthyos neck knife. No. Yeah, I don't think we need this one then. Actually, we'll save this one to sell to someone else. You can have the rope of Vecna, however. Alright, so you have many cloaks. Ooh, a nymph cloak +6. Upgrade, but let's hold off until we have actually something we need. A named composite bow, alright. This elegant bow quivers with magic when touched. Engraved ancient elven runes tell the tale of an arcane archer, Meadows Everleaf, and how she found this bow growing in the forest of Cormontor. She plucked this gentle weapon and carried it with her, but could never find any material to string the bow with. One fateful evening, trolls attacked her, and soon she depleted her arrows. Tossing away her mundane bow, she pulled out forever and saw a magical bowstring appear. Knocking an imaginary arrow, she let loose and slew the trolls. The bow has been kept in the tomb since her death, but rumors suggest that drow thieves may have taken it. Well, those rumors are correct. Of course, I'm not an arcane archer, so not really useful to me. So we might find some actual good weapons here. It's not really useful just yet. And cure critical stuff. Probably will need to stock up on some potions for Valen. Let's see. Amulet of Natural Armor. Going all the way up to 6. And healer's kits and components and all that. You know, I kind of wish he had some some wizard staves like this is Fury or something, but what about the ropes? I mean, we just sold the rope of Vecna. Not a bad rope, all things considered. Boots of Striding +6. Well, in that case, here, have these boots. Let's go talk with the armorer.
Well met.
The drow smith looks up from his forge, his face streaked with sweat and soot. You're that surfacer the seer's been waiting for, aren't you? I wondered how long until you wandered over my way. My name is Rizelvir, master craftsman and weaponsmith extraordinaire, and you're Mathijssa Svennik, right? Pleased to meet you. If there's anything you need, I'm here to help. Feel free to look over my inventory, or if you want, I can upgrade your weapon for you. You can upgrade weapons. Did I tell you I'm a master craftsman? I can take any weapon and make it better, if you give me enough gold. Since I'm trying to save you all, couldn't you give me a deal? I'm not doing this out of greed. I need the gold to fuel my magical furnace. Gold makes the enchanted fires burn, clean and hot. Without the gold, I can't forge or upgrade weapons. How does it work? My work is somewhat different from the smiths who pound weapons with giant hammers. I'm a craftsman and an artist. I use my skill and powerful magic instead of brute force. Just bring me a weapon and I can use the magic of my forge to improve it. I can add enhancements, I can imbue it with the power of fire, ice or lightning, whatever you need, I can do. I see you've got a weapon right there in your hand. Would you like to upgrade it? Let me see your inventory first. It's favorable. Good. Good. Alright, so he's got a lot of armor. Ooh, full plate plus 3. I mean, admittedly, that's not better than anything I currently have on me or anyone else. Let's see, does he have any specifically good stuff or just generic stuff? It looks all just generic. I was kinda hoping for some elven chainmail. Gauntlets of ogre power. Balanced hands. Not very necessary for me. Alright. Lots of weapons. Well, that's good, I guess. Well, let's sell you all the heavy stuff. I mean, I know it doesn't necessarily make a difference for us, because it's in the bag of holding. But freeing up some space in there couldn't hurt. But that barely weighs anything. Alien belts. Well, since you are giving me favorable prices, here have these scarabs. Probably give the thieves' tools to our friend. As far as I know, I don't need these gems. I may as well get rid of them. I mean, it weighs practically nothing. Yeah, this rod has pretty much served its use, I think. Yeah, you can have this neck knife. Okay, let's get rid of these bolts. Alright, the laughing blade we also don't need. A cloak of AO. This might be useful still. Alright, let's see. Are there any named weapons he has? He's got a lot of stuff, but all looks fairly regular fare. Lots of whips. Nothing named or anything. And heavy flail plus 2. Yeah, that's not going to be better than what Balin is currently using. Heavy flail plus 3. Alright, that comes closer, but again, not all that special. Ooh, Croton Skull Crusher. This mace is permanently bloodstained, a telltale trace of its many years spent bashing heads. The weapon would have been the bane of humanoids throughout its history. Those who wielded it seem to have purposely left out of a historic record. Yeah, no, this stuff is named. I like the look of this scythe, though. Yeah, it's all just regular stuff. No potions. And just regular stuff that you expect for someone like him to sell. So most of his stuff is unspectacular, but it's a good place to sell. Alright, so let's see what he can do with my Desert Fury. So, I like Desert Fury. I could make it keen. Make the weapon give me resistance against magic. That is quite a lot. Actually, pull up my inventory for a bit. Alright, so it has an enhancement bonus of +1. That is kind of low. The rest of this stuff I kind of like. Alright, so I could add some damage effects. Make the weapon permanently haste me. Let's see. Now 150,000. That would eat up most of my money reserves. Make the weapon keen. Forget what keen does, but can you make a staff keen? The enhancement bonus I can do a couple of times. Well, granting true seeing is actually kind of worth it. Yay! Alright, so now I have true seeing as long as I have that thing active. Alright, that's enough fun with that. Valen, I'd like you to be my designated Beal for a bit more. Would you be so kind as to carry some stuff for me? More potions of critical cure. Here, you have these. And you know what? You can have these throwables. I'm just gonna forget I have these anyway. And the thieves' tools. Don't need these shuriken. I'll drop them. Alright, so I still have 9 rogue stones, I think. Let's place a binding here. All my bindings have been wiped out. And in case I do want to go back, I do want to have the option. Alright. I could spend more, but for now I just want to have a little look around. Because Valen mentioned someone else. You're not slowed down, right? Movement speed is decreased. Why is it decreased? You're not over your limits. You got well more than enough. But I still need to find you some gloves that you can use. I think the strength stacks, right? Let's just have a bit of a look around. And another drow merchant over here. But that'll have to do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Enjoy my content, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all then. Bye!